now. You have to unmute yourself at this particular time and make sure that you ensure that your environment is calm and cool. Please, we would not like any person that did not dress properly to be walking at your back. Someone moved sharply at the back of Uche Chinevu. We don't want such at our background because this is recorded for, it's an international program. Now it's online globally. That is why you have to dress very well and make sure that your environment is up to standard. If I ask you to unmute, you unmute yourself and make sure your environment, because the class is going to be very interactive, except if your environment is noisy, then you can mute yourself completely, because we will not like noisy environment. Once more again, I want to use this opportunity to welcome each and every one of us who have come so early. I think I'm able to recognize that Reverend Father Emmanuel was the first person to come in today, being our first class. That's very good of you, man of God.
Thank you.
Pat Erabo, Uche Chinevu. Infinite Hot 8, you're about to entering the class, and I will advise, if you are joining with any device and it's not written with your name, please rename your device immediately. You can simply do that by going to your participant, click on more, then you will see rename, you rename your device so that it will carry your name the way it is in our profile for the purpose of your attendance. And of course, you know the Vice Chancellor of the university will not take it easily for those who fail to participate in this facilitation exercise, though everything here is for your own good. So once more, you are welcome. I still, for the purpose of this course, EDA821, Human Resource Management in Education, I will be your facilitator. And I was your facilitator as at last semester. And those who worked so hard and participated actively in what we did, I think they did not have cause to regret. Of course, attention and a high level of attentiveness is required. This is a master's class, and of course, you paid your money and you are not here for child's play. Neither do I expect any of such from us. I'm going to share my screen now so that we can move in what we have. This is, you have seen the course code, EDA821.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, the title is Human Resource Management in Education. And from this picture you see here at your disposal, there are a lot of things that are involved when you talk about management. And of course, everything here revolves about human resource management. No organization will be in existence without human being, and without putting those things together in a well-structured manner towards achieving a specific objective, of course, there won't be any result. That is to say that this course is going to narrow us down, as we have different forms of management, to that of the educational sector. Now, our intended learning outcomes for this today's class will be to state the definition of human resource management, then to be able to explain issues in human resource management. These are the two things we are going to look into. This class will be quite interactive in nature. It's not so you will be talking, sharing your views, sharing your experience. So of course, I wish us happy deliberation and stay in the course of today's class. I will start by putting this question across to you to simply tell me what you understand by human resources. What are human resources? Unmute yourself. Use your hand from your toolbar and raise your hand. Then you'll be given an opportunity to talk to us as quickly as possible because we will not have any time to waste, please. I want your contributions. Pate Rabo, don't mute yourself. Unmute. Unmute because I will ask you a question shortly. Okay, Reverend.
Yeah, thank you very much, Doctor. In my own opinion, I would say human resources, all those available materials that human beings have been endowed with to be able to make life more comfortable for themselves.
That is beautiful. I think we heard what he said. Unmute yourself. Unmute yourself. Each and every one of you here, unmute yourself. You should know by now where your icon is to mute and unmute yourself. And of course, because I made you to, I muted you. So, and I've asked you to unmute yourself. You should be able to do that. A message will pop up asking you to unmute, and you simply click on it. But if you know that you have a baby, Patience Ashibi, please let that your baby be out or you mute yourself permanently. And of course, you'll be missing out from class interaction. Mute yourself permanently or I mute you. All right. Now, from what Reverend Emmanuel told us, saying the capacities that human beings are endowed with, which will enable he or she to execute specific tasks in an organization. They are human resources. And by the time now you put it management, where is management coming in here? So when we talk of management, what is management all about? What is the key importance of management into an organization? Yes? Irabo, Pat, what is management?
CB.
This is now Neka Cheka. What is management? I believe you are not hearing the word management for the first time. What is management?
I think it's better you go to the passage and on the light for you so you focus on that class.
Are they saying?
What?
I didn't know that.
Yes, I know.
No idea. All right. let me take you through. The term human resource management is always designated with an acronym HRM. Of course, it has been defined and subjected to several debates based on the concept. And because of that, it has been shrouded in managerial type and its underlying philosophy.
Number 2, I said let you go to the person on your video for you.
Please, who is that person talking for crying out loud? Who is that person? I said, mute yourself. Pat, mute yourself. Stop unmuting yourself. I've muted you now. Please don't unmute yourself again. I was trying to say that the term human resource management have been subjected to several debates. Because of this, it has been surrounded by several misconceptions, several understanding based on its philosophy. Now, the concept is shrewder in managerial type and its underlying philosophy and character is, of course, highly controversial. This is simply because it lacks precise formulation and agreement as to its significance. Naturally, the definition of human resource management can never be complete without we further explaining what the terms human resources and management in quote what they are. Just like what I asked you in a few minutes ago, I put up a question by asking you what is the meaning of human resources, and Reverend was able to bail us out to give us an insight. And then I asked what management is. No one was able to do that. But we will not fail to understand that these are the keywords from this topic that will enable us understand what we are actually doing or what we're expected of, as a matter of fact. Now, going by definition, if we look at human resources, sometimes just like what our colleague said, you'll not be able to say that every school or institutions of higher learning or lower learning may be involved, should be able to work well when you have the available human capacity that will encourage capacity building in it. And first of all, people work in work organizations that are endowed with a range of abilities, talents, and attitudes which influence productivity, quality, and the profitability of that very organization. Simply put, that everybody in that very organization will be able to do their work well if the human resources that are available have the capacity to do what they're supposed to do and be able to harness the talents that that very organizations are blessed with. First of all, when you are talking about organization, when people are coming from various backgrounds, getting employed in an organization, of course, Their qualifications will not be the same. Their gender or their sex cannot be the same. Their aptitude, their attitude, and all these, in one way or the other, will influence the quality and profitability of that organization. Simply put, that for an organization to actually work well, there should be what we call output, greater output in an organization. I must tell you that when you have greater output in an organization, it is then you can say that that organization is making profit, that they are improving, that they are working strong. So when you talk about management may be applied to either a social group or a process. I said that management may involve either a social group or a process. And the term management, when applied to a process, of course, conjures up in the mind a variety of images of managerial work. That is the mindset that will come up to everyone with that opinion. So there are some of the issues in human resource management. Every educational system at every level depends heavily on teachers for the execution of these programs. And these teachers here are the human resources that are needed in the institutional or in various institutions in order to encourage high productivity that we shall be expecting from such an institution. The institution may be primary, secondary, tertiary, university, may vary from one level to another level. This is to say that you cannot maybe someone who does not major in any field discipline to come and undertake a particular task as far as in educational system is concerned. And of course, in the educational system, when you talk of heads of schools, the person that must man the school administration must be a qualified personnel. For instance, must have somebody who has NCE at primary level or B.Ed minimum at secondary level. You will not go and tell in another discipline that is not in education to hold an institution. And in that case, if the person must do, should be able to have what we call PGDE, that's postgraduate diploma in education. So some of these issues usually come up when you talk of who handles what and who does what. So the issues in human resource management has to come up, because here you are talking of maintaining and improving educational standards. It's only possible through teachers. Like as I told you, that's the issues there in human resource management. Teachers, you can see I highlight it. Then the teacher, therefore, is the most indispensable entity in the school. You cannot set up a school and without teachers, then you now get what you want. It's impossible. Of course, it will not work. They are the people that have been trained with all the necessary pedagogical skills that will enable them impart the right knowledge to the students or pupils for them to do well and understand the concept, the topics, the subject matter, which, because they know the appropriate skill to adopt in order to carry the students forward. Now, of course, the teacher is the greatest aid to learning. If, for instance, you have a school building and the school is well built with all physical infrastructures being put in place, take, for example, laboratory, and there is no teacher who will now come and make sure that the laboratory is in use. Not only being in use, that the teacher knows all the test tubes, all the apparatus that will be used, all the specimens that will be used for conducting experiments for the students, whether in physics, chemistry, biology, or integrated science laboratories. Those things will lie fallow there, and at the end of providing them will not be achieved, simply because the greatest aid there to learning, which is the teacher, is conspicuously absent. Now, thus, as far as possible, the teacher should be able to be thoroughly trained and supported in his work. So you don't just bring people who are not professionally trained to handle issues, sector. So let me now ask us some questions to make some input before I continue. You can part, I believe this time your background is silent. Next time, make sure your background is silent because question is coming to you right away. Unmute yourself. I've asked you to unmute. Have you ever seen, have you been to a functional institution before? Like, for example, secondary school?
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Who is the head of the secondary school?
The principal.
Man or woman?
The principal can be man, can be woman.
I mean the one of your own where you attended. Headed by who? We are using case study now.
Okay, the one it was a male.
A man, not
it was a male. Yes. Okay, so a man.
A man.
Okay.
Then that man. That man, as the principal, does he or she has educational qualification or professional qualification?
He was an HND holder. He was an HND holder.
You don't know. These are some of the things I will HND without having PGDE.
I did
Does
pass
he
DT. I
has
believe he have.
PGDE?
I
Does
think
he
so.
has postgraduate diploma in education attached to
Yes.
his HND?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, let's assume that he has it. What I'm trying to say here that it will not be right for any school, all right, it will not be right for any school to put as a head a teacher or someone who has HND or BA, BSc without PGDE to head the school. The minimal qualification to head secondary school is first degree. But in some good schools, we have a response to, in order Reverend Emmanuel.
Yes, doctor.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Did you get my question before?
No, I didn't.
I asked you that
Okay.
perhaps you must have had other degrees before wanting to do PGD. Maybe you want to head a seminary. Will it be possible for them to make you a head of a seminary without having PGD?
Well, actually, in the Catholic fold, we don't emphasize a degree in education before you are made the rector or the head of a seminary. But for me, I don't see that as very adequate, because for you to actually head an organization, just as you mentioned, talking about the issues in human resource management, competence is one of the hallmarks. And if you don't have the competence in education, it will be very difficult. That is an angle I will also need to, maybe whenever we have our priest meeting, to talk with the priest. It's very important that we stress and emphasize the need for priests to also have some background in education. So thank you very much for your question.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yes,
thank you for your good contribution too.
Thank you, Doctor.
These are some of the issues we have seen as we proceed. Therefore, human resource management, of course, deals with the establishment of procedures for the employment and payment of workers or staff. You see, a lot of things are involved. When you are talking of the management, both the academic staff and non-academic staff, they are all put in the hand of the management to handle. And of course, that is why the person has to actually know his or her onions when we talk about academics, putting the square peg in the square hole. It is the arrangement of conditions which make possible greater self-direction by staff in the performance of their duties. That is the human resource management. They are part of the functions, they are part of the issues. So you must know this in case of examination. It is therefore an important function in the general context of all administrative responsibility of managing staff. In Nigeria Ministry of Education, for example, including civil or public service commission, all these are much more involved in a number of policies. For example, will include recruitment, staff development, transfers and promotion, staff evaluation, dismissal, general discipline, salary and pensions. A lot of things are embedded when we talk about human resource management, because they are to harness all the necessary things within the ambit of the organization in order to make sure that there is smooth running of that organization and everyone is happy working in that organization. If some of these things are not put in place, I doubt you will see that there will be mobility of labor from that very organization. High level of mobility of people will be moving away because the human resource management might be weak to address the issues concerning that organization as regard to both teaching and non-teaching staff. Everything surrounding them must be taken into cognizance. Consequently, the interaction of the two, that is human resources and management, as the case may be, becomes essential if teaching is to become effective. Because the teachers that are the human resources, the management annexing and putting all the assets together, of course, without both the human resources complementing the management or the management with the human resources, you will see that there will be high level of discrepancy in operation. So to speak, in such an institution, everyone might not be doing what's expected. I can see that Temitokwe and another person, who is that? Damilola Atanda. You don't put on your video. I've said it before that this person that has infinite hot 8, you will have 0 in your attendance for the day if you don't rename your system.
Yes.
Please, Yawudima Bama, don't unmute yourself again. Your background is noisy. I monitor all of you from here and I see what you are doing. So if you know that your video if your video is not on, we will not count your attendance. And if your device failed to carry your full name as well, you will miss the mark. That is what we are talking about. So you should you should be able to know what you are doing. Please, I meet all of you, and you don't need to mute yourself again. Please make sure that you don't unmute yourself. Bama, your background is noisy. Mute yourself. Yaduma, Bama, mute yourself. You people are just wasting our time. Next time, what I will do, when I give you instruction, you don't comply, I will remove you or put you in waiting room. Who is Yodima Bama? Either you mute yourself or I put you in waiting room right away. Okay, I'm sorry. I put you in waiting room. You will be there until the class is over. Someone is writing, they cannot hear me. You cannot hear me? Huh? Hello, can you hear me? Use the chat box. Can you hear me? Yes or no? All right. At least someone say she can hear me. This Infinix, I want Infinix 8. Who is Infinix 08? Not Hot 8. Hot 8, the video is on now, but you are afraid to rename your device to show us your name. You may have 0 today in attendance because there is no magic I will do when harvesting your attendance. Quarry Adetunji Idris. I just admitted you by this time simply because today is our starting. Next time, when it is 5 minutes past 12, I won't admit anybody to class. Take note, we have rules. If you join the class 5 minutes past 12, count it that you will not join for that day because I will not admit you into the class. This Infinix 08 have admitted you in the class. Morinat Abdurrahman have admitted you into the class, but make sure you mute your mic and put your video on. If your video is not on, it shows that you are not in the class. Osagie Evelyn, your video is not on. Ashibi Patience, your video is not on. Murinat Abdurrahman, your video is not on. And Kori, if you don't put it, I'm sorry. So please, let's continue with what we are doing. Now, we are talking that the interaction between the human resources and management becomes essential if teaching is to become effective. In a question may come up in this way. Teaching can become effective. Teaching is possible to become effective. In what way? Discuss. In that case, what you're expected to write on is human resource management. Or human resource management is made up of 2 umbrella terms: discuss and expatiate the key product. So you see, it should also be remembered that the major premise of staff or human resource management in schools is that the end results of the educative process will be determined by the effectiveness of the school teachers. Like as I rightly said, no learner will learn above the instructor or the teacher. The quality of the teacher you have in the school will determine the quality of the product that will come out of it. It's just like a computer system or the device you are using now. If you go to MS Word, it's what you type in there that comes out. And it's what you put in the computer that you'll be able to save and process it. Even if it's in an Excel sheet, the product will be. But if you fail to have quality teachers in your school, you are going to have poor product as your output. That is why it is necessary that it becomes paramount that as school administrator, as human resource manager in your school, you'll be able to do the right thing expected. Now, I will expect you to write this in your own word and put your answer in the chat box because it's going to be collected. What is management? Everybody must participate in this. Then, is human resources relevant in educational sector and why? I want this in the next 5 minutes. Quickly do that. Osaije Evelyn, you are not paying attention to class. You are laughing with somebody. Put your answer right away from your chat box and post. We are collecting them now. What is management? Then is human resources relevant in educational sector? And why? Do that quickly. Management is the process of dealing with or controlling things or people. Ability by which leaders utilize materials and human resources to achieve what?
I think he's trying to say predetermined organizational goals.
Write everything there. If you want to rename your system, go to your name, you will see more. When you put your cursor there, you will see more on your right-hand side. Click on more. Then it will bring out the things you need to do. You will see rename. Click on rename and change the name of your device. These are some of the things you should know. You are an ODL student and you should be computer literate and know what to do. Not after you'll be calling somebody to come from behind and be doing it for you. When the person teach you once, learn it and start doing it. That's part of learning. Not tomorrow you'll be calling somebody, come and help me and do it. Ability to adequately make use of human resources available. Okay. Please, I need your contributions quickly. Someone is raising a hand. This is not the time of raising hand. We are not yet in question time. We have a minute for us to collect your contributions from the chat box. Okay, 30 seconds. Someone is just joining the class now. Tolu. No, I won't admit you. We're almost closing. Who is this Tolu? I brought in so that you will hear what I will say. From next class, after 5 minutes past 12, you are not permitted to enter the class. You're expected to log in 5 minutes before 12. After 5 minutes past 12, that's the only grace, I will close the classroom and nobody will be coming in. Now, this is the time for questions. I've seen your responses from the chat box. They are very good ones too, especially some people put good thing. Please, when you write staff, nothing like staffs, don't put S. In case you are writing exam or whatever, you don't put S in staff. Staff is staff. You don't put S to it, just to indicate that you want to pluralize it. Take note. All right, questions, contributions, raise up your hand. If you don't know how to use the reactions toolbar, which I don't think, you can use your normal hand and raise up your hand. But I will only permit using hand to raise up hand today. After today, next time, I will not permit it. I can see somebody there, Temi Tokpe, but you people are two. Who is the person in the class?
Exactly, sir.
That's why I've been. Good morning, sir.
Yeah, good morning.
Yes, my name is Ijoma Ukomadu. I'm having issues with my device. That's why I joined her to attend the
You say
class.
your name is who? What is your name? Say it again.
Ijoma Henrietta Ukomadu.
Okay. But make sure your system is put in place before next class.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much.
I don't want double joining. Is that why you are raising hand?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, put down your hand this time.
Okay.
Yes, Reverend Emmanuel.
Yes, doctor, thank you very much. I had problem just now. I was disconnected for almost 5 minutes before I was able. Yes, before I was able to join again. And I've already finished typing my answer, but to send it, I couldn't find the place in my computer where I could send.
Are you using a computer or you are using a cell phone?
I'm using a computer. My
when
computer
you finish,
off.
when you finish, now listen. Immediately you finish typing on your chat box, simply click enter.
Okay, okay. Okay.
If you go to your course,
Can't see anything. I can't do anything.
I can't hear you, sir.
I can't see. I can't hear.
Me too. I can't hear anything.
I said that your discussion forum will be open tomorrow and next. Go to your course page and enter your discussion for topic 1 tomorrow and next. It will be assessed by me, coupled with your contributions via chat. All these will accumulate to your grading at the end. This time around, we don't want a situation that people will come and give us excuses. The facilitation is compulsory. Ijamo Okamado, you have been admitted in the class. I've seen it. I just want to ask any other contribution, question before I round off and close the class.
Sorry, sir, how do we get to the course page?
You log on to the site of noun2.net. I think you know you know the site. Then when you log on there, you put on your details. Let me see if I can. Share this. See. Yes.
Hello, Victor. Hello? Victor, I came to work and I'm about to teach now. I now remember that I didn't bring my camera. What am I going to do?
Now, the...
Are you in the office? Hello?
I just want to take this to share it with your chat. I'm making this chat visible. Have you seen it? That's the link. Have you seen it?
No.
Huh?
No, not yet.
No.
Not yet. I've not seen it.
I've seen it, sir.
Good. That is https://elan.nou.edu2.net. That's the site. When you enter the site, if you have actually registered for this course,
yes,
then you will have your password and your username and your password. When you now put it, you go to this course, EDA821, you click on it, it will take you to this page. Then when on this page, everything that I have put there, both introductory video, instructional video, the one we'll do today, you will see it there. Then you will be able, including the recording of today's class, you can still fall back. You will see the recording of class. You will see it because then you will go to discussion forum topic 1. You click on it and click on reply. You'll be able to send in your responses. Is that okay?
Okay, sir.
All right.
Thank you, sir. Sir.
All right.
Thank you, sir.
I think I have to close the class because some people will be entering to another class.
Okay, sir.
Bye-bye for now.
Okay.
Bye, sir.
All right.
Bye, sir.
Meet you
Bye,
same
sir.
time,
Bye,
same time, Wednesday next week. 5 minutes before 12, you have already logged in. 5 minutes after 12, I won't admit anybody in the class. God bless you.